Can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Prince?
Here.
Mrs. Gibbons? Here. Mrs. Young?
Here.
Mrs. Gore?
Here.
Mrs. Mark?
Here.
Mrs. Reese?
Here.
Mrs. Johnson?
Here. Okay, at this time, Mr. Bilodeau, would you like to start with our students?
I would, but good evening, Mrs. Johnson. How you doing?
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, ladies and gentlemen of the public, welcome. It's a great night for education here in Gloucester Township. If the board would indulge me, certainly 3.0 on the agenda tonight is the STAR students. I would ask the board if they would allow me to, after the STAR students, when we recognize our students from Imperial Elementary School, that we go to 6.1 immediately thereafter and begin to recognize and have our Teacher of the Year recognition ceremony right on the heels of and then when that's done, allow some pictures to be taken, and then we'll continue with the business portion of the budget, of the agenda. Sorry. Is that fine?
That's fine, thank you.
Okay, so, STAR students, sorry. I'm early. So this evening, we have our final installment from the 22-23 school year for STAR students. I think that the format this year has been refreshed, and I do like what all the teachers and students and certainly administration collectively have brought forward. Some really neat ideas on what our kids are capable of doing in our classroom. So tonight is no different. So I was kind of asked by Ashley Richards to just remain seated. And Ashley would like to do the introduction. Ashley is a very capable kindergarten teacher, but controls and runs the Renaissance program for Imperial Elementary School. So Ashley, could you come up, please, and take over the STAR Students program, please? Clap.
Good evening, everyone. As Mr. Bilodeau said, my name is Mrs. Richards. I am a kindergarten teacher at Ariel Elementary, and these are our amazing Ariel Elementary Renaissance Club students. Myself, Miss Paniatopola, and Miss Silo have been in charge of our school's Renaissance program for the last few years. And about 2 years ago, Mrs. McEwen, I think she's here tonight, gave us the opportunity to turn our Renaissance program into an after-school club for our 5th grade students. And our 5th grade students are nominated by their classroom teacher based on their character, their academics, their attendance, everything we are looking for a wonderful student. We started the year with 5, and now we are up to this by the end of the year, so we've been gradually adding as the year has gone on. We have done quite a few things together as a club with our program, and every single one of these kids have had a hand in it, and we are so proud of them. So we wanted to take the time to recognize them here tonight. We have created a little slideshow for you as well to see some of the wonderful things that we have accomplished together as a club and as a Renaissance program. And I'm going to let them tell you about some of the things that we did together this year.
Renaissance is where students are rewarded for good behavior.
Renaissance Club is a club for students who are safe, respectful, responsible, and kind.
We are role models for our school community.
We created posters with messages of encouragement.
We hung these posters at our morning entrances so every student can start their day in a positive way. We help fundraise our school where we organize and build orders.
We help decorate the gym for our first pep rally. We help set up the games for students and staff to play.
We help pass out treats to students who earned them for good behavior.
It's a fun group to be in, and it's special to be a part of.
Thank you. So I just have to say, we asked them what it meant to be in Renaissance Club and what it meant to be a Renaissance student. And these are their words that they came up with. This was nothing from us. This is what they thought. And every single one of them wanted to talk in front of you tonight. So I'm so proud of them. We are so proud of you. Miss Silo, Miss Pennington, myself, Mr. Shields, Mr. Carmichael. We are so proud of everything that you have done together with us this year. You have been role models in our school. And trust me, the little ones, I can speak, Brielle, you're with me every day as a safety. They notice that you guys are doing what you are doing, and we are so proud of you, and we hope that you carry this with you when you come here to Mullen and into their Renaissance Club, okay? All right. Yes, sir? Oh my goodness, I certainly can. Thank you. We got certificates too. That's amazing. Thank you so much. And I want to thank the board for keeping this program going and giving us the opportunity to recognize students like this. It's so refreshing and it's so happy and it's just wonderful that we still are able to do this. Thank you for the certificates, by the way. And I also want to thank your parents for allowing you to be a part of our club. You are part of it as well because you are the ones that come and pick them up every time we meet during the month, and you make arrangements to come and pick them up so that they can stay after school with us and do all of these amazing things that we are doing for our school community. So thank you for allowing them to do that with us this year as well. All right, you guys did great. Thank you very much. You can go back to your seats. I'll give you these guys a little bit. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful night.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me? All right. Another round of applause for those nice students. Good evening again. My name is John Bill, the superintendent. Tonight we are honored to celebrate some of the finest educators here in Gloucester Township Public Schools. It is our pleasure to award the 2022-2023 Governor, Teacher, and Educational Service Professionals of the Year here this evening. We have, as a district, and certainly the board support, done this for a good decade now, and you can see from tonight, it is really a distinguishing mark for some really outstanding educators we have here in the district. And so without further ado, I'd like to ask our current board president, Mary Ann Johnson, to come up and assist me. We're going to recognize our honorees. Honorees, when you hear your name, please walk up and receive your certificate and a memento of your accomplishment. Congratulations to everyone. We have such a great workforce of teachers that are represented finally by the GTEA, certainly the engine in this district, and really proud of everybody Last week was National Teachers Week, so we timed it close. So let's bring the first one up. shall we? Mr. Tro normally does this, for the record. I'm just subbing, okay? But, you know, speaking of higher education, he's very proud. His son's graduating Rutgers University, and there's a special event for one of the Tros tonight, which is not unexpected. So, we get me instead. So, first, from Blackwood Elementary School, Teacher of the Year, Christine Corrigan. Fourth grade teacher Christine Corrigan provides a positive environment for both her students and colleagues. Ms. Corrigan leaves notes of appreciation throughout the school to bring cheer and happiness to everyone's day. Christine, congratulations. From Ariel Elementary School, Teacher of the Year, Nicole Carluccio. Second grade teacher and SOS facilitator, Nicole Carluccio, exhibits true leadership skills. She coordinates the Rock Your Socks event, which brings awareness to individuals with Down syndrome. Again, from Ariel Elementary, Nicole Carluccio. From Glendora Elementary School, Teacher of the Year, Jessica McLaughlin. Jessica McLaughlin, a second grade teacher, is known to bring a positive mindset to school each day. She adapts quickly and views challenges as a way to grow personally and professionally. Again, Jessica McLaughlin. Hard to think like Tim Tro. Again, from Gloucester Township Elementary School, we have educational professional Brett Dempsey. Ask any student at Gloucester Township Elementary School who their favorite teacher is, and the answer is almost always their physical education teacher, Mr. Brett Dempsey. Brett fosters positive relationships with all members of the school community, often mentoring a variety of students. Again, Brett Dempsey. From James W. Lilly School, educational service professional Ashley Satz. Ashley. Lily's fourth grade teacher, Sarah Ashley Satz, motivates students to ensure they are ready to learn. Ms. Satz has the ability to make all members of the Lily School community feel appreciated and valued. Congratulations. From Lauren Fleming Elementary School, Annabelle Castro. Annabelle Castro, a 5th grade teacher, goes above and beyond, committed to educational excellence. PJ touches the hearts of our diverse student body, exuding positivity and embracing many ways for students to express themselves. From Union Valley Elementary School, Lauren Fitzgerald. Special education teacher Lauren Fitzgerald is admired for her authentic love of teaching and commitment to create a positive environment. Lauren is an integral part of Union Valley promoting camaraderie among all staff. Lauren, you didn't get the picture. You gotta have a memory. You don't have to have it with me necessarily. I want to share. We'll move on to our middle school teacher of the year. From Charles W. Lewis Middle School, Scott Chappelle. Science teacher Scott Chappelle connects to the students who struggle the most. Scott has a noteworthy rapport with students, always finding ways to engage and learn. Congratulations, Scott. From Glen Landing Middle School, Samuel Brooks. Music teacher Sam Brooks is an inspiring teacher. The interpersonal connections Mr. Brooks makes with students and parents speak volumes about his dedication to teaching. Congratulations. From Ann A. Mullen Middle School, Danielle Roman. Danielle Roman, an 8th grade ELA teacher, is dedicated to Ann Mullen both inside and outside the school building. Danielle magically makes all of her students learn to love reading through her own passion for literature. Congratulations. We'll stay here at Ann A. Mullen School for an educational service professional, Ilana Gorlick. Ilana? speech language therapist Ilana Gorlick has a student-first approach. Ms. Gorlick is our students' greatest advocate, working tirelessly to ensure their success. Congratulations. From James W. Lilly Elementary School, Educational Services Professional of the Year, Rachel Hall. Rachel Hall cannot join us tonight, but I will make sure that she gets both her reward and her gift. Okay? Let me read, though, about Rachel Hall. Okay? Ms. Rachel Hall is Lily's BC ABA, who diligently works with the behavioral disabilities program in the school. Her students know they are safe and loved in her presence because of her special way to build trusting relationships. Rachel Hall. From Choose Elementary School, we have Educational Service Professional, Wendy Sindoni. Wendy? Physical therapist Wendy Sindoni consistently learns new skills to benefit all of her students. Her good mood is contagious, carrying over to both students and staff daily. Congratulations. Well, we did miss one elementary school teacher from Choose Elementary School, Susan Freeman. Susan? So let's first talk about Ms. Freeman. Susan Freeman, kindergarten teacher, has the gift of being a natural educator who lights up every classroom. Students, colleagues, and parents commend Ms. Freeman for her work in the school community. Susan Freeman. All right, Susan, don't leave, okay? Because I want everyone to hear a little bit more about you, okay? So the final award tonight is to honor this year's District Teacher of the Year, which again is Choose Elementary Teacher, Susan Freeman. Susan Freeman is described as loving, humble, professional, and caring by both parents and colleagues. As a teacher, Ms. Freeman has the innate talent of a natural-born educator. She engages her kindergarten students in many ways, such as dressing up as a book character and incorporating their ever-popular class puppet, Mr. Wrinkles. Her students' successes are a result of Ms. Freeman's dedication to guiding each child individually. She sacrifices much of her time preparing for lessons and volunteering at school events. Susan Freeman is highly dedicated as a teacher and colleague and always places others' needs before her own. It's my pleasure to award Ms. Susan Freeman the 2023 Gloucester Township School District Educator of the Year. Congratulations. How about another round of applause for what great professionals we have here in Gloucester Township. We have a little bit less than a month ago, so as we are recognizing teachers, I do want to thank all of our educators for what they have done in performance this year for the students and the families here at Gloucester Township. So I want to thank you all, and we have to get on with other things tonight, but I do think, Mr. Long, we're going to take about 12 minutes to take pictures for any of the star students and any of our teachers and education professionals of the year. Again, congratulations to all the award winners tonight. Thank you for coming out to Ann Mullen.
At this time, Mr. Bilodeau, would you like to give us your addition, please?
Want to start with minutes, or? No, go ahead. Pick your agenda. Okay. Good evening, everybody. On the superintendent's agenda this evening, we've already moved 6.1, the teacher's ceremony, up behind number 3 on the agenda. I would like to make one edit for the board. Under 6.6N, there's a stipend for Mr. Shields, who's been serving as acting at Ariel Elementary School. My apologies, the $800 a month. It was actually $750 a month. So that is the one change that I have.
Okay, thank you. At this time, the request of the business administrator, can I please have a motion to table minutes for the April 17, 2023 executive session and the regular minutes as they need to be amended. There'll be approval on the next meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Keith, aye.
Keith Gibbons.
She had
Who's got the sharp pen?
Okay. Can I have a motion, please, for approval? Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion, please, to approve minutes for the public hearing of the budget on May 1st, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Gore and Mrs. Gilch.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Fritz?
Here.
Mr. Gibbons?
Nancy, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Mrs. Gilch?
Yes.
Ms. Gore?
Yes.
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Motion passes.
At this time, we're going to open for agenda items only. If you would please come up to the microphone, and we will need to hold to 3 minutes. Anyone would like to speak, please, on agenda items only? Seeing none, that portion is now closed. Okay. Can I have the report of the solicitor, Mr. Long?
I have nothing at this time, Mrs. Johnson.
Thank you. Report of the superintendent, Mr. Bilodeau?
Johnson, good evening again. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, members of the public, good evening. Happy Monday. I'd like to ask the board for consent resolution for items 6.2A through 6.6R as amended.
So moved.
Can I have a motion, please?
Mrs.
So moved.
Reese,
Second.
Mrs. Reese, Mrs. Gilch.
Any questions or discussions?
I have a question, and I think it's for Dr. Martin. I think we've already been through this, but I just want to clarify. This Sunbelt staffing, so they're in Florida, they don't have any offices in New Jersey, it's Georgia and California. And I understand that if a student is with them and moves, that they have the right to stay with that staffing agency or that nursing aide that was hired. My question is, so it's if they move out of state, we can provide somebody else other than this, or we can't.
So Sunbelt is an actual board-approved vendor
Okay.
last year.
Right,
Right, from our district board.
right.
They applied, they met the criteria, they're state approved, they're a state approved agency. Because they're nursing, they don't fall under the same criterion of assessment based on academic or educational guidelines. It's medical. And in a medical professional, they are nationwide, it's governmental, it's the United States. So they have permission and they're insured to practice in the state of New Jersey. Because they have the ability to practice as a medical professional, if we approve them, then we use them. So they don't require. So when we talk about nursing, not school nursing, because she's servicing a
Student, right.
right, for medical purposes. We can't use them to cover a school because there are certain New Jersey school educational guidelines and certifications that are required. So because it's strictly medical, we're allowed to use them and they are an approved vendor through our RFP process. So they were approved for the 22 to 23 school year, and that's how we were able to utilize their service. And they do fall within our guidelines for costs per hour.
Okay, all right.
It's confusing.
Well, I was just, I was, because I'm thinking if the student moves into town and they were already out of state using this staffing LLC, do we still have to allow them, do we have to go back to them if the student comes into,
No, technically we don't, but in this instance, this individual is providing medical care in the school to
Okay.
protect the student as well as the district.
okay,
And they have the relationship and they are approved to operate within that team. This student she's always been an in-state student.
Okay.
So
okay,
it's, yeah. But however, if there were a situation where a student moved from another state and that nurse came with that student and had been servicing that student for a year, if that parent requested that that service be provided through that service personnel, we would be obligated to use that individual as long as they met the licensure requirements.
so then we're obligated for the extra cost.
It wouldn't be because we always negotiate what our board approved
Okay.
rate is, and we make sure that all their certifications and licensure is legitimate, and we won't negotiate. We say this is what our prices are, and this is what we expect.
Okay.
Take it or leave it, and then we will take it.
Okay, I promise I won't ask next year if they're on there.
It's not easy.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? And roll call, please, as amended.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Givens? Mrs. Gilch?
Yes.
Ms. Gore?
Yes.
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Yes.
The motion passes.
Can we have the report of the business administrator, please?
Asking for the board's approval for 7.1 through 7.7B.
Any questions?
I'll make-
Discussions?
I'll make the motion.
I have one. Just do we
Sorry.
spring on the table? Yeah, we should.
You made the motion, Ellen?
Yes, please.
Second, Keith.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, on 7.4B, Comcast bill right here, was that through, where did that come from? Was that in like a committee that was done that?
I don't think it was in a committee yet, and that's normally a 5-year contract. Before the 5 years are normally done, they always come out with, you get more service for less cost, and I think that's what this is right now. We're getting more service for less cost. So they always do that to keep you under contract is what they do.
Our current, I recall seeing about 9,000 plus is what we usually get, and get the E-rates on top, and you're saying that they're,
Pricing is coming out of the Ed Service Commission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely cooperative.
so they just came to us with that, and we're approving, voting to approve. It wasn't something.
I don't know if our technology asked for, maybe we were going with,
I think the history, Mr. Gibbons, was a real long time ago, in a galaxy, no, a long time ago, we had put the instructional technology on one band, and we had put security cameras on a second. We've migrating to a singular. We also realized that the pricing is a whole lot better, and I think this is the culmination of that effort to get, for lack of a better word, a lot of things that Mr. Umar's departments have, what transportation and what Mr. Wells and the technology department have, all on one platform, and then go out and find a vendor that can do that at a reasonable price, and this is presented tonight.
Right, this was that same thing I had met.
Yes,
before.
you had been looking into it, yep.
Right. So it's just their rate that they gave us, it's not something we looked to negotiate with them for.
we did not negotiate. It's a standard rate that's, that they have across the state. It's in a cooperative.
And our E-rate is still eligible.
Absolutely.
Through at that new rate.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Gibbons?
I'm gonna vote no on check 129513.
129513.
Yes on the balance.
Gotcha. Thank you. Mrs. Gilch?
Yes.
Ms. Gordon?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mrs. Reese?
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson?
Abstain on 6.6M, employee number 2080-1968, 1408, 2924, 6208, 5572, 2037. Abstain on checks number 129513 and 129628. Yes on the balance.
Noted. Motion passes.
Thank you. And Mr. Bilodeau, any old business?
I actually have old business. Last month, when we were at Charles Lewis School, we had one member of the public, Mrs. Hendry, ask on the status of a report, an SSDS report that Mr. Hildebrand had presented to the board. If the board remembers, there was certain data presented that just at the then time did not seem logical in some regards. So obviously Mr. Hildebrand and I have spoken. He has been working with our school administration, and in fact there were some misinterpretations on how data was initially recorded. The two most common issues that were found, they were found in certain buildings, not all, about half. But the two principal reasons for data entry errors were the building administration did not realize that informing an SRO would have been the equivalent of police notification or involvement, which is part of the 5600R, which is the district's discipline regulation. The second principal thing discovered upon review by Mr. Hildebrand was that the building administration was classifying any physical contact as an assault, and that is not accurate. Mr. Long, what classifies physical assault in the state of New Jersey?
Well, not every time there's a physical contact, but there has to be an attempt at least to cause an injury.
So that made, any time that there was physical contact, the principals were ruling it an assault on the report, so it kind of skewed the numbers. So there are about 5 buildings that are going back, revisiting the data, and they are going to send those results to Mr. Hildebrand. Mr. Hildebrand, anything else to add?
We notified the Department of Education of these mistakes, and they are letting us edit it before we do the final submission in July.
We can resubmit the report then. Okay, so that's an update on where we were. So,
How far back are they going on these?
well, that was from January of 2022 through June of 2022, which was reported by Mr. Hildebrand.
So it's just that period?
Previous September till December.
Oh, is it September to December?
Yes.
My bad.
Can you please update the public when you have that finished?
When we have that report, can we bring it forward? Okay, very good. Just want to let everyone know that was an old business item. I know that's listed as old business. It's probably technically new. Does anyone have any questions on what that update is under old business? Also under old business, I wanted to compliment both the board and the Gloucester Township Police Department for allowing a presentation to parents on a cyberbullying and sexting presentation. And there were detectives and police officers and different resources that the Gloucester Township Police Department brought. I thought it was actually well attended. We had approximately, 100 adults show. It is going to be the same program that 6th graders in our buildings will receive by the Gloucester Township Police Department. They will work with both administration and teachers on trying to get access to give that presentation. So it's good to see the cooperation. It's really sad, some of the things that happen on cell phones and what our students and unfortunately, I would, my own opinion, females, what they are subjected to, which is quite terrible. So I would encourage all the parents to allow their 6th graders to see this and learn. And I guess the last thing is Jane Cora is a former now food service supervisor who sent in $1,000, a donation of $1,000 to the Board of Education, and $500 of it was earmarked to Charles W. Lewis School, and an additional $500 to Ariel Elementary School to offset the lunch debt for a needy family. So kudos to Mrs. Cora for that generosity. I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yes. Any new business?
None at this time.
None at this time. Okay. Thank you. At this time, we're going to open the floor once again for public comments. Please remember, come up to the mic, and we will hold you to 3 minutes if possible. Thank you.
You already got one. Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
please. Right here.
Microphone.
Good evening, Dina Hendry, Summerdale. Clarification. The report isn't done, correct? The updated report isn't done. There was no time to do it from last meeting to this meeting? Even though you said it was going to be done?
I don't know if I said it was going to be done, but Mr. Hildebrand's estimate it will be done once the schools return their edits. So.
And when was that requested?
Last week we spoke. So I told him to make sure the schools sent in their final edits and he to change the report and give you an update.
So from the last meeting, you asked him last week for an update?
Nope. No. When the meeting was concluded last month, I got on the phone the next morning with him and I said, where do we stand? And so he was still interacting with schools on trying to find out the most problematic issues that they had in when they initially submitted data for the report. So
And what's the definition again of an assault?
So legally, that should be an injury or an attempt to cause an injury. That's different than there is a lesser definition of a touching. So there's not all touchings are assaults.
Not all touchings are assaults.
Correct.
So if it's not an assault, what is it?
It would be a physical contact under the, it would still be classified under the report as a, I think it was a unwanted physical touching. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it comes under another statement. There's two forms. One has assault on it, the other one has other issues leading to removal. And when most of our schools put it in for physical violation, when they got to the page and they submit to us, they thought that that automatically had to go into assault because there's nothing else that met that criteria. And I can explain to them that that could be changed into physical violation if that's originally what it was. The way it was founded was we went through the reports and we pulled it out of the discipline file, and then we asked them, so why did you put it under this? And then on the page we put under assault. And they said we thought that was the only way we had to do it, so we went back and we found this report and gave it to disability at that time.
Are all teachers and or administrators trained on how to properly report items?
I think one of the focus point for Mr. Hildebrandt working with the administrators was to go out and go over the different categories of reporting on the SSDS to make sure, I don't know if that constitutes training per se, but it certainly clarifies how different poor decisions and consequences at buildings ultimately are classified and put in the report.
Okay. And lastly, because Mr. Hildebrand was asking some questions, if one was to appeal to the Commissioner of Education for a HIB that they had, part of the process is that I have to have somebody sign a witness. When would be the best time for that? I have to give you the papers.
Yeah, all you gotta do is mail it. And just so you
No,
get
I have to, they said that you have to sign it.
I don't think you do,
But I have it, at the end of the meeting, I have a
Sure,
copy.
so what you can do is,
There's that.
how about this? So you have a copy of it.
Yep.
So hand it to me and Mr. Bilodeau.
Okay.
We'll sign for it.
Awesomeness.
All
Thank
right?
you.
Yep, you got it.
Anyone else with questions or comments?
Hello.
Hi. Your name, please?
Hi, my name is Lisa Gaskins-Jones, and I'm a resident of Gloucester Township as well as an employee in the township at Ariel Elementary. I'm here because of a colleague/friend, and I'm quite disappointed in the way a situation has been handled in our school between her and another colleague or teacher. I work with both teachers every day. The situation didn't have to escalate like it did, and that is for sure though. So when two teachers work well together before this situation happened between them, and one teacher changes the dynamic of their working relationship, where now the other has to defend themselves because of it, the question is, why does the one on the defense have to have their working environment disrupted by being transferred to another school? Don't we have a right to defend ourselves if false claims are being made against us? True, neither teacher asked for a transfer, but my colleague/friend did not cause the situation. As I call it, this chaos. So why does she have to be handled like she is the reason for the continued chaos? Don't we need good, strong, dedicated, loyal teachers at Ariel? So this is discipline problems at Ariel. And she's a very strong teacher with discipline, to help with discipline. So yes, we do need very good, strong, dedicated, loyal teachers. So why take her from where she is an asset? I feel it's a disservice to Ariel and to kindergarten because Mrs. Bennett doesn't just make a difference in her class. She has an impact on all of kindergarten. Sometimes we make decisions, or sometimes you all make decisions that do not benefit the children. And she is a great benefit to our school. And I just pray that the right decision will be made for our school.
Thank you. We can't talk about personnel matters through here, but thank you for your comment. Anyone else?
Good evening. My name is Kimberly Champion. I'm sure some of you know me. You may remember that I spoke to you and asked for changes to our schedules and grading as a teacher and as a parent, because I carry both of those hats. I informed you that we're frustrated, and I even went as far to express to you my plans to retire early, rather than continue to be undervalued. First, I want to thank you, though, for some of the changes that we have seen in our schools. You may not remember, or you may not have been part of the board at this time, but in this very building 2 years ago, I stood with my 4th grade daughter, and she explained how she wasn't safe. And she explained how she was scared, and it wasn't fair, and she wanted to learn. And I've seen those changes, and your staff has seen those changes. So I wanted to say thank you for that. That means a lot. But as a district parent, I want to know, why did I fill out a survey about science and social studies schedules, and my choices, which were in the majority, were ignored? Here are those survey results, in case you'd like to look at them. You can see that a majority of the parents value science and social studies instruction every day, along with the disappearance of block scheduling, as do I. But I also do understand that these major teacher changes can't happen for another year or so, unfortunately. However, if you look at these papers, you can see that over 60% of parents surveyed did not want alternating classes in a week, but rather preferred alternating marking periods. You can see that a very small percentage, under 30%, chose the schedule that our assistant superintendent has yet again forced down our throats for next year. What you don't see is the option the teachers proposed. Parents weren't given that choice or option to think about, and I know that because I carry both hats. I would ask, why even bother asking the parents when our assistant superintendent very clearly has his own agenda? But I know the answer to that as well, because again, I am a teacher. As he has explained to us when we've pleaded that our current schedule not be used, or for the new one that he is implementing for next year, be discarded so we can discuss a better option. The response we get back is, this is non-negotiable. We presented research to show why there were better options, and his response was, research is someone's opinion. Well, as a district employee, and along with my other employees, we have our opinions and we have our research. I have never felt so unappreciated and flat out disrespected. We have asked for meetings about schedules, and our director of curriculum and instruction have ignored them. Or he accepts with the beginning of, nothing is going to change, or again, this is non-negotiable. When we offer different suggestions for schedules with the kids' best interest at heart, none are considered. How can a student's education with the best practice ideas from those that teach be ignored and non-negotiable? I have teacher friends in other districts who love the support they have received from their upper administration, and they are thriving. Their scores are increasing, their families are happy, and their teachers are pushing harder, staying longer, and doing more. And as a teacher, I must ask, why is our upper administration so bound and determined to push this agenda against the best interest of literally everyone in the district following documented opinions, except him? I compare it to a beehive, and I'm a science teacher, so I like to use these analogies a lot. When a current queen bee is no longer recognized or beneficial to her colony, she's rejected. The queen bee is ousted and replaced. Well, you are part of my colony. You are part of my colony. And I'm a worker bee. But our queen bee, located somewhere up there in upper administration, is no longer beneficial or interested in bettering our hive. So I ask you, why do you continue to support someone who is obviously making changes and choices that that are literally made simply because they're against what your teachers, your parents, and your students ask for.
Mr. Chairman, we're going to see if there's anybody else. We're going to come right back to you once.
I have one more.
Okay, there you go.
Just
finish
let me
up. Yeah,
finish.
sure, of course.
When will you join with the other worker bees and stand up for this hive? Our students deserve better, our families deserve better, and our teachers deserve more respect. Thank you very much for your time. And please consider the teachers' fair, educated, and well-thought proposals for alternative options for science and social studies schedules, because I would be more than happy to discuss those benefits with you. And again, honestly, fearing retribution for standing up for my students and what is right, my name is Kimberly Champion. I'm an 8th grade science teacher at Mullen Middle School. I have an exemplary teaching record, very well-reviewed observations, and I am held in high regard within my peers, my parents, that I teach of the students, and my building administration. But I do fear that standing up here could come back to haunt me, and I wanted that on record in case those changes do happen, because I chose to stand up here and speak for all of us. Thank you.
Anyone else like to speak?
Andy Champion, resident. I have a question for Mr. Long.
Yes.
Mr. Long, your role, is it to interject when the president is in charge? Robert's rules, are you the person that suggested somebody wrap their time? I'm just trying to get a definition.
Sure.
of
So
your role.
the board policy is 3 minutes per comment.
I understand.
We let that, so past presidents, including Mrs. Johnson, have asked me to keep that time and notify when it's finished.
Okay, so that was a decision by you to ask him to intercede on your behalf.
Yes. Well,
Okay,
just
thank you.
keep track of the time.
Because sometimes I'm confused as to your role, that's all. Thank you for clarifying.
No problem.
Anyone else like to speak?
Hi, my name is Patty McBride, President of Gloucester Township Education Association. I'd like to take the time to thank the board for recognizing the Teachers of the Year and the District Teacher of the Year. It's been going on for several years now, and it is an awesome program. We have a lot of great, awesome, unbelievable staff, not just teachers, but support staff, bus drivers, everybody, but we take the time to recognize them, and I thank you for allowing us to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty.
Anyone else like to speak? Seeing none?
No, you got one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good evening. My name is Barbara Adams, and I have been a teacher in this district at Glen Landing Middle School for 30 years. I am retiring at the end of June. And part of the reason I really struggled whether to retire, I love what I do, and I'm good at what I do. And part of the reason that I am leaving is because when this science and social studies schedule came out, I determined that it was not in the best interest of the kids. If you break down what Mr. Troe was offering, it's a breakdown of 84 minutes, 42 for science, 42 for social studies. What it does not include is time to get from one classroom to another, time to get the students in and settled, and time to close at the end, which leaves you about 30 minutes of instruction and interaction with the students. That is less time than we have with the schedule that we're struggling with now. How are we valuing science and social studies with a schedule like that? How are we valuing our children? And ever since we have gone to block, our children have lost a lot for science and social studies. And I implore you, please reconsider this schedule. It is absolutely not in the benefit of the children. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, The public portion is now closed. Can I have a motion, please? Oh, sorry, board member comments. Anyone for board member comments?
I do. I just want to say that I went to the cyberbullying and sexting, and it was very beneficial. I don't think some people realize what happens when something is done or pictures are taken, so it was very beneficial. The police department was very good and supportive. If anybody had any issues, they are there to help. So please pass that on. They will be more than helpful if you have any questions regarding any of that. I also want to thank the teachers that were honored tonight for all their dedication in the classroom to the students. They do make a difference, and in the long run, you will find out that they make a difference later on in your child's life. I'm disappointed, and I'm going to say it publicly, in the social studies and science schedule. Social studies and science are just as valuable as math and ELA. And if it wasn't for a teacher that my son had, he would have never went to social studies route. So he was going to be a podiatrist and changed his mind because he wanted to be happy with what he did. And he wanted to make a difference for kids. So he's a social studies teacher. He loves what he does, and I don't feel that they should be pushed to the side. There are science kids that end up being scientists, end up being in the science world, and without the time, I do not think it's right either. So I will stand publicly and say that. That's all.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I would just like to, if any of the staff that was recognized, I thank you every day for what you do. You go above and beyond, and it is appreciated. And the happy times are when we get to recognize each and every one of you. So please keep up the good work. You are appreciated. Excuse me. And I just wanted the board members to know I represented at New Jersey School Board Delegate Assembly on Saturday. I didn't have a chance yet to write up a synopsis, but if anybody's interested, you have my contact info. I'll let you know what happened. So thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'd like to thank the teacher and congratulate the teachers for Teacher of the Year this evening, and thank everybody for coming out. And while I'm thinking about it, when I first got on, we didn't have a BA, and I asked about putting our banking out for a bid to see what else is out there. It's been several years since that's been done, and I just wanted to bring it up publicly while I was thinking about it, so we can put that out there. I know there's a lot of work if we were to change banks, but we don't know what work potentially could be out there if we did get a better, interest rate. Things have changed a lot over the years, so thank you for coming out.
Anyone else?
I do. I would like to congratulate all the teachers who received awards tonight. Congratulations. Keep up the hard work. I would also like to commend Mr. Bilodeau and his team. I didn't get the opportunity to do it during the budget presentation. Job well done. I know the past couple years have been a workout for you. You've been doing an awesome job with the budget. 3 out of 4 years, we have had a reduction. Keep up the good work. It does not take one administrator. It does not take one board member. It takes a team, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Mr. Marks, appreciate it.
Anyone else?
I have one other thing too. I also wanted to thank the teachers that put together a list of disciplinary suggestions for the policy committee to, we were able to review those and take those into account in the committee.
And I'd like to say congratulations to all the teachers of the year, and then to all the teachers. You all are, we need you like you wouldn't believe, but. So at this point, can I have a motion, please, to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
This meeting is closed.